Javier Foreign, shut your bitch ass up, nigga. Stop saying my motherfucking name. Savage this, savage that, savage this. Savage will slap the shit out one of y'all niggas in real life. Y'all niggas know this. Stop motherfucking playing. Don't think, cause Savage on some positive shit that is, oh, let's talk about Savage every day. Let's talk about Savage all the
Uh-oh, it is so dark. Turn the lights on.
Top of the game. Salute, 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 salute. Yeah, we back outside. Back for another one. First of all, salute to all the people out there that support me. I appreciate y'all. I really do. Also, shout out to my childhood friend, Emery Tyler. Yo, Manson, what up? I need you for another song. I got a banger, baby. Now, let's get to this. Okay, so apparently, this just in, apparently they're saying that Spotify removed 25 million streams from 21 Savage's project. So I looked into it. Like, remember my video before, I said he came out, he wasn't really selling so well, whatever. You know, then they catapulted the whole, F the Streets challenge and stuff like that. So in fact, you see here the graph chart dealing with the analytics, you see a whole bunch of red. But unlike my counterparts, as maybe one other person that see it the way I see it, 25 million streams were in fact not removed, but the analytics is showing basically him being down from the previous day or the previous week. So yeah, in all fairness, the same way I'm gonna report, things I don't like about, the whole F the Streets movement and so on and so forth, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it thorough. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here to hurt the brothers or brother at this moment, but however, I am gonna, keep it 10,000. That's what I do. That's what CK do. Reports have, multiple podcasters coming up saying that maybe they use bots, 21 Savage this or 21 Savage that. No, in fact, it's just the analytics showing, his growth process in terms of where he was at days prior to their current report. They don't do reports every day, although it's being calculated every day. By the project itself, singles, so on and so forth. He's actually just down, like from previous days. He streamed this amount. Now, I will say this. The project don't have any, really replay value, though. It's 21 Savage, but this project kind of fell with the last project had. The last project had a lot of replay value. It had music that even myself, I rock to, Shout out to 21, it's no hate involved. It's all love, I just wasn't feeling that, F the Streets channel because the streets didn't do it. And like I said in my previous video, I just felt like, his album didn't take off, the way previous albums took off. And so he joined in and said F the Streets as though the streets failed him. And I begun to ask the question, what did you fail the streets? What did you give back to the streets? What did you give back to the supporters, the people that were there for you? All right? So, with that said, I'm going to show you here the chart, and the chart shows the red, all the numbers in red, but it also shows the red arrows pointing down. You understand what I'm saying? And those red arrows indicate that the project stream pretty well. I got about 138 million streams. However, day by day, it began to decline from the numbers it previously done. In a nutshell, this is not a shot at other podcasters and stuff like that. No, that's not what CK doing here. But you're going to tell the tale correctly. Don't hurt the man, value in terms of, how the fans perceive him. Because it does that. They say, oh, so-and-so flop. As a people, as a community, as the machine, because we are the machine. You can halt the man's sales by saying, oh, the album was a flop, or his sales is not politically sound, or he used bots. That's not fair. That's not fair to the brother as an artist, even though he pissed a lot of us off at the streets thing. Because 21 is somebody that we all like. I like, NBA Youngboy being my favorite at the moment. I rock with NBA Youngboy. I still listen to Lil Durk. By the way, free Lil Durk. Even though a lot of these guys go back and forth and they beef with each other, whatever, I don't want to see none of the young guys, in the chokehold, so to speak. I don't want to see none of these young guys in the system. That's why NBA Youngboy, shout out to you. I'm glad you kind of changed your ways and you're not really wilding no more. Everybody, Chopper, everybody, stay out in these streets, y'all. You young guys, stay out in these streets and keep, making and producing good music. Some people say, well, this guy right here, look at him, he dancing in the video. So what? He's doing something constructive with his time. So that's the thing here. Most people sit back and we're quick to point the negative finger, try to pick a person apart with their flaws, but when is the last time you just seen, the average person, it doesn't even have to be an artist, and say, hey man, good job. Hey man, great work. Hey, it's not all the way there, but you'll get there. Keep working. And this is the thing that we lack out here. We can talk about everything negative, but we don't see one thing positive in our people, whether it be family members, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a husband, or a wife. Sometimes we got to pat people on the back for their achievement. And in the beginning, I was like, 21, what you did, like 52,000 streams? And, I shouted out there at him. But then, I begin to see a change in his growth. I begin to see a change in the numbers of his projects. So 21, shout out to you. Now, I opened the video with that to bring y'all to this. Let's talk about the difference between vlogging, podcasting, and or journalism. A lot of people like, you wrong, this and that, so on and so forth. Brother, it's called the 212 show. Sister, it's called the 212 show. You know what that means? That means that while I'm here, raising a particular or multiple perspectives, multiple lanes, I am not a journalist. You heard Joe Budden say that.
Some type of responsibility and accountability.
Journalists should. That's why I'm not a journalist. I'm not a journalist. I'm never going to be that responsible. I'm never going to.
Why would you say you're not a journalist?
Because there are journalistic principles that you got to live by when you're a journalist. Like, if you're a journalist, you're doing the research, you're reading, you're interviewing, you're going above and beyond to get the information before you even say it, to make sure what you're saying is the truth. I ain't doing that.
He's not a journalist. That means the thing that we say base is more or less not based, but it's more or less opinion based. All right? I didn't sit down for days on end and weeks on end and do extensive research. Unless, of course, it comes like 21 Savage music, Fabulous music, 50 Cent music, Jay-Z music. Then, yeah, I want to make sure that I'm politically sound when it comes to the numbers and the stats. All right? If you call that journalism, then, yeah, I barely scratch the surface in journalism. I'm not a journalist. What you see here is a channel, based off of entertainment. I'm here to entertain you. I'm here to enlighten you on certain things, but I'm not a journalist. So if I become politically unsound with some things, by all means, give me that window, or give me the benefit of the doubt. That's a better word. Give me the benefit of the doubt of the fact that I'm sitting here and I'm conversating with you, the people, and I'm making things happen on my end, just to keep you in the know. It's not gonna be $10,000%. A good example right now, they got the Epstein documents have been released. People calling me, yo, you gonna talk about Pusha T and Jay-Z? No, sir. Another thing, please stop sending me these documents about 50 cents. I have nothing whatsoever to do with him and Jimmy Henchman situation. Alright? I have zero tolerance for the nonsense, man. I'm not talking about 50 up here. I'm not for 50 neighborhood. 50 has never done nothing to me. Please stop sending all these documents about 50 cents. Alright? I told you before, 50 Cent, as long as he outright do nothing, nothing blatant that warrants my attention, shout out to 50 Cent, man. Alright? Shout out to Jay-Z. Shout out to Pusha T. I'm not here to alter and or taint my heroes. You know what I mean? I talk my talk when a person get out of line. Good example. Shout out to Fat Joe for the alley-oop. He threw me alley-oop. I was already coming back. My numbers were getting good. But when he Frank stared at everybody and I responded, it actually threw me back in the algorithm all the way through. So shout out to him for the alley-oop. And for the ones that, you back, but I didn't backpedal. I had the conversation I requested. Oh, huh? Oh, for real? Yeah, for real. All right. Once I had my conversation and it was made known to me that they wasn't talking to me, and then they furthered the situation by backdooring and shooting it out there at Hassan Campbell. It's posted. Look at the post. It's posted. They shot it out there to let it be known that they were talking to him and Zip. And so therefore, what's my beef? What's my complaint? I keep telling you, I'm fair and I'm just. If you serve me an injustice, I serve you an injustice. I get all up in your business. This is what the game do these days. I get all up in your business, find out who you are, what your weaknesses are, and I exploit your weaknesses. But because I was pushed out the way, I spoke to Terror Squad, and they said it wasn't about me. Verbally, no texts. They called me. I spoke to them. I'm content. I'm content. I'm not out here. Like I said, I don't hate Fat Joe. I don't like his politics, but I love his capping, though. He a capping ass guy. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, that don't change either. Like, when you cap, you cap. You're just a capper. That's what happens. But I'm all for that. All right? So y'all can start wondering what happened and why. I'm telling y'all why. All right? Terror Squad is not my enemy. Fat Joe is not my enemy. Hey, yo, shout out to Jada Kiss, too. Yo, Kiss, what up? Styles P, what up? Sheik, what up? You know what I mean? That's the guys right there. You know what I mean? The Locks of guys. You know what I mean? DMX, may he rest in peace. You know what I mean? Remember that only person that knew how nice I was with the pen and really put me in the song with DMX. He said, I ran into that Jim Star cat. He was talking about me. Right? I had a song named Jim Star, and I gave it to X. And we was talking, but he ended up getting locked up by Polo Ground, and we never got a chance to do what we do because I moved to Houston, for a better situation, but for better living, where I ran into Jay Prince and a whole bunch of other people. Shout out to the Prince family. Shout out to y'all. And, it is what it is, man. But back to the journalism thing, right? When I get on here, I talk about current events, right? I also talk about growth and development. It's going to be video that y'all are really not going to like because I'm going to be sitting down and pinpointing where us as a people, we as a people, where we go wrong sometime and, pushing the false narrative to our children. A good example, 21 Savage. That was a false narrative. right? They said the man got caught basically stealing. He got caught cheating. They said it took 25 million. Not accurate. Not so. All right? But yeah, so stop putting us in the journalism box. We're not journalists. Journalists go to school for journalism. Journalists work a particular angle, or they have a particular science that they use, that they go to school for, where they research and they dissect a person's life. Like everything you ever done. If you ate bubble gum, or if peanut butter and jelly was your favorite sandwich of choice, your favorite snack, a journalist would know that. Alright? If you favor brown shoes over black, a journalist would know that. That's what journalism do. They deal with fact. They fact find. They fact check. We don't. Alright, it's just comedy at some ends. It's recreation on some ends. And everybody's a potential target. Nobody's immune from podcasting. Nobody's immune from being trolled. I said it before. Trolls are gonna troll. This is what they do, but also this is what push and move our content. So if you ain't got thick skin, do not become a blogger, vlogger with the V as they call it. Alright? Do not do so, because if you ain't got thick skin, you end up like Jack Frost. You don't see Jack Frost no more, right? You see him strung out of drugs because he went crazy, not just from people trolling him, but from the 6ix9ine case. He chased 6ix9ine so much and so bad that he just let Queen Flip take the whole Damu algorithm and run with it. Yeah, Jack Frost was the first one who had it. He had me. Him and Zeke Black had me. And Zeke let him take the lead. Zeke probably kicking himself in the ass for that after he seen how Queen Flip took off on it, right? And no, we didn't make Flip channel, but Flip sat down. He stayed down. He stayed down, and he let all of us get our own individual points, stories, and our perspectives off. And he capitalized on it, all right? But he helped us. Let me put that out there. This is not, you know, a shot at my little cousin. You know what I mean? Queen Flip is the little cousin I like to bully on. Shut up. Throw your hands up. You know what I mean? Shout out to Queen Flip. What up, my guy? You know what I'm saying? But this is what it is, man. All right? So stop getting in my comments talking about, hey, well, you said this and you said that and you don't even know this guy. Actually, CK know most of these guys. All right? Now, that's a fact. Right? But it's not journalism. All right? I'm going to see a lot of things that's going to be, politically incorrect. It's entertainment. It's comedy. It's enlightenment. It's recreation. Because, yeah, we get on the gate and we catch wreck on people. But in no terms whatsoever is it to, well, my podcast is not designed to degrade anyone, right? It's not to injure and or hurt anyone's career. It's simply just to have a voice amongst the people to give a different angle, to give perspective. All right? So let's clear that up. All right? Let's clear that up. All right? Next on, my topic of things is black on black nuisance, black on black harassment, and black on black crime. First of all, let me get this out. If you look at the census, black on black crime and white on white crime is neck and neck. Just that we're black, we're from the hood, and we're not from, suburbia, where these people at. So we think, yeah, it's always pick on the black man. No, actually, white on white crime is beating us by about 1,000%. Yeah. Now, that's fact. I did a little journalism on that. You know what I mean? Because I was wanting to see if, we were really being picked on. No. They're being arrested the same way we are. But that's not the topic. The topic is black on black crime. Let's have a black on black challenge to say that for the rest of this year, we fall back from all the nonsense, stop all the pull-ups. Yo, shoot the ad, you gonna pull up. Stop all that, and let's actually come together and get money together. See, it ain't a free thing here. But let's just see for how long we can get money together. Because as long as we get money together, we start learning wisdom. Over the fist fight, over the violence, over the gun, we start learning wisdom. We start learning understanding, and we start learning compassion for each other. That's what the problem is. The kids are not being taught compassion. They're not being taught diplomacy. And because of that, every situation in their eyes warrant a fist fight. Every situation in their eyes warrant to pick up a gun. Do you know it's crazy the guy in the 80s, we actually fought more than we shot? The killings didn't start until the late 80s. You had random killings here and there where somebody may have access to a pistol. Yeah, it wasn't called Glocks and all that back then. We had pistols. We had zip guns and stuff like that. Handmade guns made out of wood and car antennas. You understand what I'm saying? So it was rare that you seen this shooting. You seen a bunch of fist fight. You might have heard of a stabbing. Y'all know the bodega want to poke you up. They play boom, boing, boing. Take it on the hop step, buddy. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, let's start preaching compassion and, just the benefit of the doubt for the fact that, we're from the same culture. And this is gangs included. This is your boy talking to you, man. All right? Corey Lowe. I didn't switch back to my on my extreme low behavior and tactics. You know what I mean? I got the New York brim on and all that because that's how we moving it. You know what I mean? And shout out to everybody out there, man. Let's learn to start loving each other again, man. All right? There's nothing wrong with simply giving your brother a hug and saying, you know what, bro, that ain't about nothing, man. And let's move forward from there. We ain't got to always resort to that. Right? And, I know dudes like, yo, why you entertaining Bullets Gotti? This is why. Bullets Gotti wants to come back. That's why I say his name every now and then, just to bring him back in the algorithm. Why? I don't hate Bullets Gotti. He need a haircut, though, nigga. Clean the hair off your face, nigga. What you like, 28 and 30 or something like that? And you're looking like Grady from Sanford and Son. All right? So clean yourself up, young boy. Holla at your boy, you heard? We can do something together. Let's get this money, Bullets. I'm going to make the example with you. You heard? The ever guy screaming about guns on the internet, we don't acknowledge you, buddy. We don't even know who you are. I've never seen you a day before in my life, and I don't want no smoke with you, all right? Did that just kill and just drizzle on your parade? Boy, I am a legend, boy. I would never let no dude I never spoke to, seen before in my life, get on the internet and say, yeah, I did a background check on you, and mine just as serious as yours, and I got a gun that can shoot through walls. Huh? Wow. Yeah, get Scooby-Doo on your dumb ass, man. Bro, I am so far gone, man, from you little bottom feeders and all that, man. Don't call my name looking for clout, brother. I don't have it for you, all right? I don't know you. I don't got no beef with you. I don't want no beef with you. But a word to the wise, man. Be careful with what you ask for. With that said, salute. You know my slogan. Grocery sell more than dope. Booyah.